Welcome to KRQE's New Mexico News Insiders, 2025 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award winner for Best Podcast. Here's Gabrielle Burkhart and Chris McKee.
Merry almost Christmas. It is the holiday season, and we're getting into the spirit this week on New Mexico News Insiders to bring you inside some of the good news stories that we've reported on here at KRQE in 2025. So Chris is tied up. I'm solo hosting this week. We've picked two stories from our annual Good News special that we put together here at KRQE, and the reporters who worked on those stories are here to share with us some special behind-the-scenes news from those reports. We're welcoming back anchor reporter Annalisa Pardo and her first appearance on the show, Madison Connor. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm excited, a little nervous, but I'm excited to be here.
Thanks for having us.
Nothing to be nervous about. It's super cash. So Madison, let's start with you.
Okay.
Your inaugural podcast appearance.
Yeah.
A little get to know you for listeners who haven't heard you on the show yet. Tell us just how long have you been at KRQE? What brought you here?
Okay, I've been here a little over 5 years now, and honestly, I'm from Arizona. I was in the Midwest before this. I really just wanted to get closer to home because it was during COVID at the time. Trying to find a new job during COVID was hard, but I feel like what drew me here was, just the closeness to my family, closeness to be able to be close to, home, and, Albuquerque. I had driven through, didn't know much about it, and just sold me.
Yeah, and you've built a kind of a life here also, right?
Yeah, I don't think I'll be leaving.
Okay.
Met her husband here.
Yeah, can we say that? Congratulations.
Yeah, that's fine.
You got married earlier this year. It was a beautiful wedding.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I both were there. It's been a big year. It's been a big year.
Yeah, it has. So what's your normal day-to-day at the station? What job do you have here?
Depends on the day. If we're talking about a weekday, Monday, Tuesday, I'm night side, so I'm getting in, try to be in before 1:30. Trying to find a story for the day, for the 10 o'clock, helping out where I can if we need it. Weekends are a little different, so I'm here on Saturday and Sunday, also night side. I don't want to say I'm in charge per se, because we also have a really great EP now on the weekend who does a great job kind of taking that weight off of me. But I'm helping other reporters find stories. I'm anchoring the shows, teases, all that stuff. It's almost like I have two different days here that really help break up, so it's not like I'm getting burnt out because it's very different every time I'm in.
Yeah, that's cool. And Annalisa, similar question. I know we've had you on the show, but tell us just how long you've been here and what's your role here at the station.
Yes, I am on year 5 here. It's almost been 6 years, which is really
You guys
crazy.
started kind of around the same time,
did.
right?
She was in the earlier in the year, and then I
Yeah.
was 6 months later, basically.
I remember seeing you guys on our Teams video calls when we were working through COVID all from home. And
I did my first entire year from home, which is so crazy to think about. But I anchor, so I'm our Fox New Mexico anchor. So I anchor the 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. on Fox New Mexico during the week. And then I also report daily for the 10 p.m. So I come in, put a story together for the 10 p.m. on KRQE, and then anchor my shows at 6 and 9 on Fox.
Yes. So super happy to have you guys on our show. Welcome. And we're going to get a chance to talk a little more about some of the funner stories that you guys have gotten to do this year. So let's start with going back to March Madness. This is the first story we're featuring. It's the Lobo basketball games, featured a local fan and a musician who caught some of the spotlight. Annalisa's story introduces us to a woman who proves there are ways to find joy in the things you love, no matter your age. Take a listen.
While all eyes were on the Lobos this March Madness,
March Madness this year was a blast.
there was another Lobo on the sidelines who caught some fans' attention. Meet Catherine Foreman.
I started playing flute when I was 9. Piccolo I started playing in high school for marching band.
A seasoned piccolo player
I am 66 years old.
for UNM's Lobo Sound Pack.
It's so much fun, and it combines a lot of passions for me because I love basketball and I love being in an ensemble.
A love she was able to rediscover when she decided to go back to school in her 60s to pursue a degree in public health. Director Jeffrey Harmon,
I think she just shows what it means to be a lifelong musician.
noting her role in the band that got high praise at the tournaments.
I think she helps drive that desire to play and perform really well and to bring an energy to the game.
As a performer and a part of Lobo Nation,
she is a very passionate fan about the players and sometimes even the ref's performance.
Teaching her fellow bandmates in their teens and 20s.
Age doesn't really matter, and so I think it's really great that she's still able to like come to the games, play her instrument, and play with us. It's really awesome.
And learning from them along the way.
One of the things that this group has taught me specifically is the importance of acceptance. And I could easily be their mother. I could possibly be their grandmother. And there's never any sense of making me feel like I don't belong.
Keeping the notes and marching to her own beat.
It's figuring out how I can give back and figuring out where and how I can find joy, and pursuing those things are really important. Hold on to what you're passionate about. Find ways to find joy every day in what you are doing, and don't let go of the things that bring you joy in the midst of everything else you need to do in your life.
Annalisa Pardo, KRQE. News 13.
I love what she said at the end there. Don't let go of the things that bring you joy in the midst of everything you need to do in your life. I feel like we've talked about this just as adults. You get so consumed with your to-do list and you forget, or you just don't carve out the time for yourself. It's sage advice we can all follow when we get lost in the day-to-day life. So tell us about Catherine. How did you first hear about her?
Sure. Well, I was following, I think almost everyone was. The Lobos do so great in their basketball season this past year. And so I was staying on top of it and watching the games and, picking them in March Madness and everything. And so I had seen her, I think literally in just like a second or something, like on TV, or it was something like that. And I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. Like it just, it just caught my eye. And
she
then,
stood out to you.
Exactly. And I didn't think that much about it. But then I saw people on social media had also picked it up and were like, who is she? And all these things, obviously, because she did look much more seasoned than like the rest of the band. So, and then I think I saw it get traction on social media, and I had reached out to UNM and kind of asked about it. And they were like, oh yeah, she's 66, she's a great addition, etc. And yeah, we were able to set up a story. But it was funny though, because then also when I pitched it at our Nightside editorial meeting, like one of the anchors, Dean, he was like, I saw that. And like, so I think a lot of people kind of had noticed her. And so it was really fun to then share her story because so many people were intrigued at least.
To be fair though, it wasn't just, her gray hair that people may have noticed.
Yes.
She was like very enthusiastic.
Oh,
at these
100%.
games, right?
Yeah. And this will come later, but when I talked to the band director, he was saying she's so passionate. Like she's the most passionate person. Sometimes she's yelling at the refs.
Yeah.
So yeah, she was also very animated and, you can tell really passionate about the team.
Yeah, I love that. She went back to school in her 60s to pursue a degree in public health and then also join the marching band. Like just doing one of those things I can imagine could be intimidating, right? Did she express to you how she felt about taking those leaps back into school? Was it intimidating or was she just like totally confident?
So she had a big corporate career, but had always had an interest in public health, which is why, later on in life, she decided to go back and pursue it. And then she said that she grew up in marching band and always loved it. But, we all grow up in either dancing or playing a sport. And then when you get into your adulthood, unless it's your career, you kind of let go of it. Yeah. And so she said she was nervous to get back into the piccolo as well, but obviously it turned out great. And she's such an asset to that community.
I love that. As someone who's married to a musician, I also appreciated the band director saying, she represents what it means to be a lifelong musician, bringing the energy to every game, but also being a role model for that younger generation. What impression do you think she was giving the younger generation who was in the band with her?
Yeah. And, I talked to one of her younger bandmates in that story, and she was just, what she took from, her involvement was basically that it really is never too late to keep doing the things you love. And I think that's something that we can all learn. And I think especially for those college students, sometimes you're thinking about your degree, what's your next step, your first job, etc. And I think she was a good reminder that, even if you steer this way later in life, you can still go this way. Like, it's truly never too late to pursue your dreams.
Yeah. Did anything else stick out to you in just meeting her and putting the story together that, sometimes we have to cut our stories down into such a short time on TV, and there's so much you have to leave on the cutting room floor?
I think I really tried to get it all in there because I just loved what she had to say. But I just think the biggest takeaway is that same thing is like, it is just never too late. Even if it's scary, you can still go pursue it. And I think she was also just so passionate and young-spirited, and it was really inspiring to see someone have this full life and full career and then still in her 60s try new things. And that was something that I walked away with from speaking with her.
For sure. What did you think, Madison?
I always like when we find those like characters. I feel like that's what every story that I enjoy is. It's like that one person that is just kind of like breaking boundaries, and that's what you want to follow, and that's exactly what she is.
I think something else that I liked is, because I had asked, I'll speak to the band director, I'll obviously speak to her, and then if there's any other bandmate. And so it was also fun to like see the younger bandmate and Catherine interact and just show that also like those friendships can span generations. And they were like so fun and have traveled together for this band. And it was really fun to also see those female friendships, I think, that you can, and those friendships that you can build later in life.
Yeah, that is really inspiring. I think that's one of the coolest parts about our jobs, if I can speak for us collectively, is that we get to meet so many different people that I don't think we'd get to meet and hear their stories and share their stories otherwise, right? Mm-hmm. It's super cool. Well, thank you for that good news.
Yeah.
We'll be right back with more of the New Mexico News Insiders.
KRQE News 13 investigations. One of the biggest cons in New Mexico history. How did they get away with it?
Well, they had an accomplice. The state of New Mexico.
A road rage encounter leads to murder.
I miss him every single day.
Did the judicial system fail here?
New Mexico's families, homes, and lives are left in ashes.
There's a level of anxiety.
FEMA has been an abject and abysmal failure.
Watch anytime on KRQE.com or our YouTube channel.
Madison, let's turn to your story as well. You've got a character.
Yeah.
This story is from May, where you got a glimpse of a day in the life of a 47-year-old guy from New Jersey who finds himself in Albuquerque just really down on his luck, and then he gets a chance to really turn things around. Let's take a listen.
She gave me a shot, and I want to say like within a week, I was on board.
That's Elijah McAllister, who up until a few months ago was living in Albuquerque's West Side homeless shelter.
I was staying with a friend, and my friend ended up passing away, and that kind of put me in a bad situation, and that's how I found myself living at the West Side.
Elijah spent 2 years on the streets and then a year at the shelter in what he called a slump.
I was kind of like down on my luck. I didn't know which way I was going to go, things was going to turn out. One of the people that bunks with me inside of there, they came to me with the ideal that I should come down to Duke City and give it a try.
So he joined the city's A Better Way Forward program, which gives work opportunities to the homeless throughout the metro. He started months ago and has since moved into a full-time role as a Duke City ambassador.
It was a beautiful experience. It actually happened so fast that I got caught up in the moment. I couldn't believe it was happening. So it was actually a blessing because it happened so fast.
It's a wonderful feeling to be able to help them, but also to see how they blossom and be able to move forward.
As an ambassador, Elijah helps clean up along Central in Nob Hill and downtown. He's also out there to be a friendly face, but not only for tourists.
No one is exempt in my eyes.
Using his position to inspire others to take the same steps.
The number one thing is trying to get the people to receive the help, and I think that's our goal right now.
Madison Connor, KRQE, News 13.
Elijah McAllister, what a guy.
Yeah.
He spent 2 years on the streets, 1 year at the West Side shelter, and then like he said, he was given a shot and he took it. Yeah. Madison, how did you hear about him and what did he share with you about what his life was like before this opportunity?
So it's like that same kind of thing. Things just go viral on social media. I feel like social media has a lot of drawbacks, but for our job, one of the best things is that things go viral. People kind of get that attention and that spotlight, and you're like, I want to meet him. I want to do the story on him. He was a little quiet about his time on the streets. But, you know, I think one thing he always would mention is just the people he met. Everyone's kind of working together that wants to find a better way forward, and they're all trying to have each other's backs. And that's how he got involved with the program and with Duke City Ambassadors, is just friends telling him, hey, I've heard about this. You're a good candidate. You should do this. And he did.
Okay. So you first heard about him through social media?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Was somebody doing videos about him or
Honestly,
what?
It was just the city. He's one of, I think he may have been the first or second to actually get a full-time position with Duke City Ambassadors. Because a lot of them do like part-time work with them and then do other like city jobs, clean up a lot of the times, just to get back on their feet. And then he took the full-time position, and it kind of helped him get from the shelter into temporary housing.
Okay, so the city was highlighting him. It's really cool to see that he was able to get a full-time job basically through this Duke City Ambassador position. Tell us about the Better Way Forward program. The city runs it. How long has it been around, and how do they select people to join the workforce?
So with A Better Way Forward, it's actually, I want to say it's the third rendition of it. A couple of other mayors have brought it in and out under different names. But this one just hit its year mark in October, actually. So people kind of get involved through, they have to be at the shelter. They have to already be kind of making those steps of getting clean, showing kind of that effort of, I'm not going to live on the streets anymore. I'm not going to be involved with drugs. And that's how they get picked.
Okay. So I think one of the stigmas for people living on the streets is that a lot of them are dealing with other problems, right? We've got substance abuse issues being a huge part of that and a main driver for people who don't want to accept help initially. Yeah. Did Elijah share anything with you about that? Was that something he was also dealing with, or did he have to deal with substance abuse issues?
He was not struggling with substance abuse. He moved here with a friend. I think he was already kind of like in between passions, if that makes sense. He really wanted to do music. You know, everyone wants to do music, and he was really trying to pursue that, but it doesn't always work out. Not everyone's as lucky to like have a successful career trying to do that. And he moved here with a friend, and that friend he was living with passed away. And so obviously lost his place to live. And I think that's where a lot of trouble starts for people, is when they don't have a roof over their head.
Yeah. Part of being a Duke City Ambassador, you know, we see them in those yellow shirts sometimes, especially downtown.
Very labeled.
Yeah. We know it's also like to be a friendly face when people are out, not only to tourists, but as he pointed out in your story, to the folks who are also living on the streets that he encounters, maybe being a role model to them or an example of, you know, hey, you can do this too. Did you get that impression that he has those interactions with people, you know, who are still down on their luck?
Definitely. I mean, I feel like we went to the park where they do the growers market. I can't remember which park that is right now.
Robinson Park?
So yeah, we were right there. And obviously that kind of collects a lot of people who hang around. And it's funny because he was saying hi to people passing through, driving by, but then also there are people maybe, you know, just laying there in the grass, and he's going over there and he was checking on them. Hey, how are you doing? Do you need anything? You know, we have this over here, and like kind of connecting them to resources that he probably used to help himself too. So no, it was funny because in the interview, he's very, I don't want to say he's timid. You can kind of tell he still has a personality. But as soon as we got the camera out of his face, he was like, I got to bounce around and go everywhere. And it was great.
Okay. So maybe the camera was a little intimidating.
Maybe a little, yeah,
for him,
which is normal.
Yeah. Is there anything else you learned about him that you couldn't share in that shorter report?
I didn't bring up the music at all, because he was like, I wanted to do hip hop and rap, and he had kind of jumped on that. But then when he got here, didn't really know how to get involved. And through A Better Way Forward and the programs they have, he does classes with people. And so now he's kind of getting back into that music life, and maybe not as a career, but he's bringing back that hobby, and you can definitely tell it makes him happy.
Okay. Any word on him now? I know this story was in May. Have you heard from the city? Is he still in the program?
Well, I reached out to the city to kind of see where he's at, because a lot of the times I know they go from temporary to permanent housing. So I reached out to see if he's made that step yet. Just kind of waiting to hear back. But I do know he's doing well. He's still involved. He hasn't like relapsed in any means of like he's still, moving forward.
That's awesome. How many people are in that program? Is it pretty small or robust?
So at the last check-in in October, 50 people were involved. And I know 11 had moved on to temporary or permanent housing. So I feel like that's still a good number. And, you know, people just taking that path to kind of better their situation is always good to see.
Okay. What did you think, Annalisa?
I
love
love this
critiquing
story.
other people's stories.
I know you picked it too.
I know. I know. We also picked this for the Good News special, which we can speak on more later. But because partly I just think our photojournalist, Evan, did such a great job shooting it. It was just so great to see. And I think I just love seeing, because I do kind of what we were talking about earlier, I don't think everyone in our community gets to see how these programs work and some of the success stories. So it's really awesome to be able to highlight that and see the real people whose lives are changing through these things.
Yeah,
these programs.
That's really cool. The Good News special on KRQE, it is available on the YouTube channel under the specials tab. If you go to the KRQE YouTube channel, where else can people watch this?
People can also watch it. It will be airing throughout the holidays and also on our streaming platform, KRQE Now.
Oh, yes.
It will be on there.
If you have a smart TV, it's just like an app with our logo. If you search KRQE on your smart TV, it's kind of like an app you can download there, but you can get all these original programming, streaming content at your fingertips.
Yeah, just like you would download Hulu or maybe even Spotify on your smart TV, you can download KRQE Now.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you both for sharing these stories. Before you go, though, I want to do a quick rapid fire holiday round with our two guests. Madison, we didn't tell you about this part.
No, you didn't.
But Annalisa can go first.
Oh, no.
Okay. Rapid fire answers. Okay. Just quick question and answer. Red chili on your mashed potatoes or gravy?
Gravy.
Do Christmas decorations go up before Thanksgiving or after?
Whatever makes you happy. It makes me happy to do it before.
Okay. Before Thanksgiving?
Yes. And not like crazy, not the beginning of the month, but maybe like the week of Thanksgiving.
Okay, got it. Real or fake tree?
I really want to do a real tree, but because I travel every single holiday, essentially, I do a fake tree.
Okay. Favorite Christmas movie?
Elf.
Ooh, good one. Okay. I like those. Madison, your turn.
Okay.
Turkey, ham, or tamales?
Turkey.
Okay. Last minute shopper or done by December 1st?
I feel like I try to be done by December 1st, but I'm a last minute shopper this year.
Real or fake tree?
Real.
Okay. I saw a video of you.
I know.
And your husband.
I made a TikTok.
just got her tree.
I made a TikTok a little bit ago about cutting it down. Yeah, it was great.
Where do you guys get your tree?
I mean, it changes every
The
year.
woods.
The woods. Yeah, the national forest. We get the permit. It's like $11. It's great. We take the dogs and we go hunting for a tree. No snow this year though, so it didn't feel very Christmassy. But
you do it the Griswold way with the chainsaw and all.
Everything. No chainsaw, but we had a regular saw that I could not
hand
use.
saw.
I was like trying. I was like, it's not working.
It's harder with a handsaw.
I don't know. Maybe it's because he was down on his hands and knees, and I didn't want to be down all day.
I appreciated it. It's put in the effort for sure.
Tried.
Favorite Christmas movie?
I want to say Christmas Vacation, but probably A Christmas Story. Every Christmas, that's what plays in the background from morning until night. It's just on repeat.
Okay, I love both of those movies.
I love the classics.
Mm-hmm. So your husband this year, is he going to go Griswold completely with the outside of your house and everything?
He refuses. He's being a little bit of a Grinch because he's like, I don't want to get up there and put the lights. We don't have lights for like the outside of the house.
Okay.
But I went and found some like things you could put in the ground that light it up, like a path light, and they're shaped like Christmas bulbs.
Cute.
And it's solar powered. I love it. Tested it last night and they work, so we're good to go.
How extravagant do you go for your decorations?
The inside of our home is pretty extravagant, also because I'm having a little girls' Christmas evening, so I wanted it to be super cute. But outside, we just do a little bit here and there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you both, and I wish you both a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays. Thanks for having us.
Thanks again to Annalisa Pardo and Madison Connor for sharing those good news stories with us this holiday season and participating in our rapid fire Q&A. We hope you got to know them a little more, and go check out those stories online. We'll put links in our show notes, and for sure check out the Good News special. It's on the KRQE Now app on your streaming TV service, and then also on our KRQE YouTube channel. As always, if you have any story ideas or people you'd like to hear from on our show, always feel feel free and reach out. I'm Gabrielle.Burkhart@krqe.com via email and gburkenm on social media. Thank you all for listening and watching.